it's me, Daisy. I hope you guys had a great Christmas and a wonderful, wonderful New Year's Eve along with your loved ones. So I want to make this video to show you guys what the plan is for 2017 and what I plan to use for this year. So the plan is to use this ring planner. I was lucky enough that my parents gave me a Visa gift card for Christmas, and so what I did was I purchased two more Filofax planners, also in personal size. So I purchased the nude one and I purchased the pink fuchsia one because I already have my red one that I was using, my poppy red Saffiano Filofax, and then I have I think I have a red original one. So I plan to switch it out throughout the year and just switch out the planners, but that's it, just those four. I have no plans to buy any new ones. For the moment, I'm going to attempt a no spend on planner supplies from here until my birthday, which is July. So we'll see how that goes. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I'll let you know how that's going month to month. So yeah, that's the plan. So we'll see how that goes. And let's see what else. So yes, I was using a traveler's notebook, and although I loved it and it was a pocket size, it was perfect, it was easy to carry, I did miss being in the ring planner for the simple fact that it gives me more flexibility and I can just pull out the papers. And it was easy for me to transition back into it because I was using a ring planner prior to the traveler's notebook. And so I'm still going to continue to use a bullet journal system. However, I'm going to use it in my ring planner. So I'll show you guys what I've come up with so far, what it looks like, what my setup is, and what I'm going to be doing is probably one video a month. And so at the end of the month, no. Actually, so if I'm doing one a month, the next one will be in February, and I'll show you my new setup, and I'll let you know whatever worked in January, if it worked. So I'll let you guys know what worked in January, what didn't, and what I'm changing. And so the thing about the bullet journal is that you kind of create your own layouts, and you know, you design your weekly layouts and you change things around. However, I'm still using the bullet journal system, and but I decided to use for some of the inserts. There's some inserts from Annie Plans Printables, and I decided to use some of her inserts. Not necessarily everything, but you'll see when I show you the setup how I kind of adapted and changed things around to make it work for me. And so let's get into it. Okay. So what I have right now is the Filofax, the black pattern, I think that's what it is, and it's really shiny, it's pretty, it's a personal size ring planner, and let me just get into it and show you what I have inside. Okay, so let's see. So in the inside, what I have right now is just a Pilot G5, 0.5 is actually the ink. It's a Pilot G2. All I have is that in here. I have that little poem that I've showed you guys before in my system, my setup systems, in my traveler's notebook. In here I just have this bullet journal key. It's a quick reference guide, and it pretty much gives you like a little overview, and it tells you what the bullet journal system is like, the setup, and what the index, the future log, the monthly log, daily log, the collections, and other little signifiers, and what the migration represents. And then just kind of like a little info. And where I got it from was tinyrayofsunshine.com, and then also I think they had it at bulletjournal.com that I believe that I went to for this. I went to Tiny Ray of Sunshine, her website, and that's where I got it from. I just printed it on a paper, and I have it here for reference, just in case anyone ever asks what a bullet journal is and stuff like that. I have that handy so I can reference it. And so my first dashboard is from HN Illustrations. It's an Etsy shop. She does art prints, and so all I did is I trimmed it and I laminated it and I made it into a dashboard. That's my dashboard right here. So the next thing that I have in here is one of those business card holders for Filofax, and all I have are my my most used Dear Lily stencils. And these are the two checklist ones. And then here I have the weather icon one. On the back I have the one for tracking like habits, or you could use it for creating like a little monthly calendar, mini monthly on your insert. Sorry, I have allergies, and that's why. If you hear me kind of like my nose, I really apologize. Okay, so then here's another Dear Lily stencil that has a little water tracker and it has circles and squares. Then here is one of the new ones that she came out with. It has lines, and it's really cool because you can use it in your like your vertical layout. If you have boxes, you can just put it on there to trace the lines on there. So it's pretty handy. Then here I just have a picture of my husband in, and on the back I have pictures of my dogs and us. And I like that you could see it through, the little vellum paper. And this one I purchased at Michael's, and it just has words that says like moments, face to the sun, and it just has random words, and I thought it was really pretty because it's gold. And then so I'm gonna get into my dividers. So the labels for my dividers I actually did them myself. I just got one of the nice fonts, and I created the dividers, and I created the labels for my dividers on my own. Like I said, I'm trying to save money, so I kind of wanted to just make my own little divider labels, which I've done before, so it was pretty easy to do. So the first one I have is calendar section, and the reason I went with calendar was just because it has all the monthly here. I put all the monthly calendars here, and this would be equivalent to my future planning in the bullet journal system. So here all I have are just the monthlies, and so here I have this printable that I got from Charmed, Strange Charm Planner, and so it just says make your own luck, and it talks about like goal planning, and it says write out an important goal for yourself, spend an hour brainstorming. So it just kind of gives you different tips to work on your goal planning. Then the back part is a 2017 holidays printable. It was free from Sewmuchcrafting, and it just gives you the main holidays for the year. Then here I have the Annie Plans printable 12-month insert. I purchased it online. I printed it, and I printed it on 28-pound paper. And so all I have here is pretty much all I'm doing here is just kind of like writing dates or things that I need to remember for the month. And I made some little stickers using my stamps. And what I did was just labels, and I kind of used my highlighters that match the color coding for my bullet journal. And I just stamped in like little icons that I would know what they represent. So this is for working out or personal training sessions. This is for myself. This one's for my husband. This one's for doctor appointments, for my dogs, for work, my cycle. So I just pretty much just stick a little label on there, and then just write down a little note. Green is for finance, and so I just pretty much just stick a little label, and then I color code, and that's it. It's not pretty. It's not like super fancy or decorated, whatever. It's color coded, and that's what's working for me. So this is equivalent to my future planning. This would be like my future log area, where I just write down future things that I need to remember, and as I start making appointments or things that I need to write down here, I'll just add them with my little labels that I made, and that's pretty much it. So right now all I have is pretty much I think just paydays, and then allergy shots for my dogs, birthdays, and pretty much that's about it. These stickers were from some I think they just came for free from some Amazon stickers that I purchased. There were some cute little stickers, and it came with these little strips, so I just added them to the months to just make it pretty. That was it. I didn't really care if it went with the monthly colors or not. I just thought it was cute. So the second part is my my bullet journal. And this is where I have, this is kind of like the meat to it. It's my everything. I hope you guys can see. I'm sorry. I'll show you guys the labels at the end, like a close-up, so you guys could see it. But this is my bullet journal. This is where I will write down the tasks, everything that I have to do, my monthly items, my goals, my everything that has to do with bullet journal will go in this section right here. So let me just show you what's in here. So the first thing that I have here is a key. Obviously, every bullet journal has a key. So what I did is I created this key on my computer, and I printed on sticker paper, and then I just stuck it on a Project Life card. And they're pretty much the bullets are pretty much the same thing that I was using before. And then I was able to make the little icons on the computer, and then I just filled it in right here. And then the marks, and then the colors that correspond to my bullet journal color coding. And that's pretty much it. On the back of it, I got this from, I got this little info from bulletjournal.com and bohoberry.com. And this quote, I thought it was amazing. It says, "Simplicity boils down to 2 steps. Identify the essential and eliminate the rest." I thought it was perfect because I really am focusing on simplifying and not buying things that I don't need, and just keeping the basics and the things that I really, really need. And I spent all of last year buying all sorts of items and planner supplies that I realized that I really didn't need, but they're trending, or, you know, they were like popular. And so I think that a lot of us, you know, did that, where we purchased things that we really didn't need. And so we ended up with a bunch of items. And so towards the end, I ended up destashing a lot of things. And so this year is all about simplifying and, you know, just using what I have, and not buying additional items that I don't need. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Then so here are just like little tips, and it says, moving forward, think about things at work, things to leave behind, things to try out, focusing, check your monthly log each day, create a focused daily log, focus on one task at a time, and break it down into subtasks or a collection if necessary. So if it requires a little bit more info, you could make a collection, like a list, and you know, just so it's more specific. And then the bottom part is just creating a better to-do list, and it says have a master list, which is a brain dump. And just write down everything that you have in your head, and then you can just, you know, worry about where to insert it later. Number 2, select your top 3 necessary. So if it comes down to just being able to do 3 things, select those 3 things that you must do, you know, and if you don't get to the other things, you can always migrate them, move them down to another day. Number 3, break it down and be specific. So, you know, add action words like, you know, create this or organize that. I read somewhere that if you add an action word prior to the task, it kind of makes it more specific, and it kind of makes you, it helps you remember it better. Then number 4, be intentional with unfinished tasks. So analyze and think about like why you keep migrating it, or why you keep moving it around, or why aren't you finishing it. Number 5, plan to plan. So make sure you have time to plan, and make sure that you know, plan out the things that you need to do, and you don't just list it and then you don't get to it. Number 6, consider an if and then list. So think about making a list, maybe like, if I have a lot of time, these are the things I would do, and if I only have a little bit of time, then maybe, you know, these are the things that I can only do. So it just says, think of your energy. That's one of the things, you know, to consider. Do you have time for it? Like if you have it, like if it's a project that's going to take long, you know, you're not going to, if you only have about an hour, then you're not going to put it for that day. You would probably, you know, find the time somewhere else. So those are just tips that I thought were pretty cool to have in my bullet journal, just so I can reference it and, you know, analyze and do like a weekly reflection. So here is my Annie Plants printable. And what I have here was I printed the perpetual calendar, where it has the 31 days spread out over 2 pages, where I can write down things that I need to do for the month. And this would be kind of like you have your kind of like the future log. It's equivalent to, well, this is where you list the month, and you list the numbers that are in the month. I'm gonna write down the days here next to it, but I haven't gotten to that part yet. So This is where I'm writing down things that I need to do for that specific day, or things that I want to remember, or if I don't have anything for that day, I can always write down a little note about something that I did. So like little memory keeping. Then here I just have my goals, and what I did was, it was just, when I printed this insert, there was just an extra January sheet, and so what I did was just, I left it blank, and I used one of the Dear Lily personal size stencils to create my goals for that month. And then here is another insert that I printed. So what I did was, she has this week on one page, and so she has a month. What it is it's on one page, and on the left side is the week on one page, and on the right side is a grid paper. So what I did was I printed only single-sided. I printed only the pages that had the week on them, and I'm going to be using this for work stuff. And so what I did was, I also purchased her insert, which is the blank, I think it's the daily grid, and I printed this single-sided as well. And what I did is I both this page, this insert, and this insert, what I did is I flipped them upside down, and I printed them back to back with the grid page that she has, and it's simply just grid paper. And so what I have is, on the back of this one, what did I do? Actually, oh no, I printed this one back to front to back with this grid paper sheet. And then this one I printed, and then I printed some of these on the back of a grid paper. So I kind of did a little hack. So I can, if you guys ask me questions in the comments, I can explain it a little bit more. So I don't want to take a lot of this time to tell you about that. But if you ask me questions, or if you follow me on Instagram and you message me, I will explain exactly how I did it, okay? So here's my weekly horizontally, and then here's my weekly daily grid. And so I just did it side to side, and that way this is where I'm tracking my health, my exercise, and my daily meals. And so, you know, my goals, so what I did is I used stamps, and I put the water tracker, and then I stamped the date and the little food, like a little fork and knife stamp here. And right here what I did was I just stamped out the words like arms, legs, abs, booty, chest, and back. And all I'm going to do is put a little check mark next to the things that I do when I work out. So if I work out arms, I'll just put a little check mark next to it. And every week pretty much the goals will be the same, to work on these areas. And then here I'm just going to track what I eat and my water intake, and that's pretty much it. That's what I'm planning to do. So the only then the back of it is pretty much just grid paper, and what I'm doing is this is where I'm doing my bullet journal. I'm writing down a daily. I'm doing a day on one page. The only day that'll probably be 2 days combined will probably be Saturday and Sunday, because those are my easy days where there's not a lot of stuff to do, sorry. And so, you know, I can combine Saturday and Sunday on the same page. But for Monday through Friday, that's usually where I do, you know, my errands, or all my tasks are Monday through Friday. So those days will be day per page. So, and then here is a new one for the following week, and that's pretty much it. So I can show you guys, and I already pre-stamped my my health stuff and my meal stuff, so that's already pre-stamped. So what I plan to do is just stamp ahead of the month, for the month only, and that's it. So that's what my bullet journal looks like. So my daily will just be grid paper. I purchased grid paper from Sewmuchcrafting, and then all I did was I cut slits so I could use it, and I can just add new paper if I need more, and that's pretty much it. My third tab is a collections, and this is where I'll be putting my lists, like the makeup, my makeup that I'm using, my favorite books, my favorite movies, or things that I need to reference a lot. That'll go there. Family, this is where I have my I keep track of my dog's vet visits and stuff like that. Here I'll put some important information regarding like family, husband, or anything that I need to have next to me. I'll have here. I just chose not to put it in here right now because I was doing this video and this is not that personal, but so I'll put that in later. The next part is my finances, and this is where I got, oh, I forgot to tell you guys, these inserts were from Annie Plans Printables. They're her list insert, and so all it is, I just print it front to back, and I just have a bunch of them that I can use. Okay, going back, finances. Here's another Annie Plans printable. This is her bills insert. I just print it, and from January all the way to December, so I could track my bills and my finances and expenses and stuff like that. That's what it is. I haven't filled it out yet, but I will. And then the last page is my notes section, and that is where I'm just, all I have is pretty much just like grid paper, blank paper, some paper that I cut off, some of the notes paper from my Erin Condren from 2016. I didn't use all of it, so what I did was I just cut out the paper, I trimmed it, punched holes in it, and put it in here so I could use it for brain dump or notes. That's pretty much what I have in here. The back of it is another one of those H&M illustration dashboards, art print that I laminated, cut, and punch holes to make it like it's kind of like a dashboard at the end so that my papers don't fold and they don't get all wrinkly from the back. And then here, there's just some stickers that came in one of those sticker subscriptions that I had. And that's pretty much it. Oh, here I have, I forgot to mention, this Today page marker is from Leigh Designs. And I had it a while back when I had my other ring planner, so it's a good thing I kept it. So I'm using it, and then I just cut slits so I can move this around as well. And that's pretty much it. That's all I have to share right now. So with this pen, it does close. All I have to do is just move it a little bit forward, but since I'll be using it a lot, I don't really need to have it closed. So I'm just leaving it open, and what I'm going to be using to carry this in is this little pouch that I found at Office Depot. I think it was like $6, and I like it that it has black on the bottom and it's kind of like beige, and it fits perfectly in here. So all I have to do is just stick it in here, and it's a perfect size for it, and that's it. You know, I can close it so it doesn't get dirty, or I can just leave it open and have easy access to it, and that's where I plan to carry it. It's pretty much, so it's a perfect size for it, and it doesn't get stuck in there. Oh, I did say I was going to show you guys a close-up of the tab, so okay, so here it goes. So calendar, bullet journal, collections, family, then we have finance and notes. And these labels I made myself. I just use one of the fonts that I have on my computer. I think it's like a script one or one of those fancy ones. And I make the labels for it, and that's it. Okay, so along with my ring planner, what I carry is my little pen pouch. I don't always carry this with me unless I know I'm going to be out for a long part of the day, and I might need my little pen pouch. If not, it stays home because I have a pen in there. But what I have in here is my Dear Lily Stencils personal size. She came out with these, and these are to design your own layouts. So if I don't want to keep purchasing inserts, I can just make my own layouts. So she has this one, which would be kind of like horizontal, sorry. Then she has this one, which is a vertical one. And then she has this one, which has different size boxes. So you could do a different type of layout for categories. So it could be like work or whatever you want to design with it. And this is the one with the hexagons. This is the one that I used to create the monthly goals area. And then it has a little square on top. And that's pretty much it. So those are the stencils, the personal size stencils that are from Dear Lily Designs. And then here, all I have is a whiteout, my mild liner highlighter, some pens, some, is it Momoy stickers, and then some sticker samples, and that's it. I have my Calico's, and that's it. That's pretty much what I have in there. Nothing fancy, just, you know, basic stuff that I might need with me if I'm gonna be out for a lot of big part of the day. If it's just Monday through Friday, just regular work time, all I do is just carry the planner. That's it. I don't want to carry extra stuff in my purse. If I'm traveling somewhere, if I'm going to be out for most of the day, then I will carry the 2 things with me. But other than that, it'll just be this one because I already have a pen inside. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Have a good day. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.